Mama,
Okay, let's see here. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Let's start this yet. Okay. Good evening. We said welcome. Let me make sure here whether my mic is okay. Okay. Good evening. Welcome. Let's see here. We sincerely apologize for the. Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm not sure what are the birthday guy, but notwithstanding, so let's see, the group are here, the analysts are here. Let me bring in Otavia Jones.
Hello?
Is it still, you still getting something?
Hello? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
No.
I'm still getting some sort of feedback. Where is this coming from? I'm not sure of
You getting
anything
feedback?
that's being on
I'm
here.
not. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm not getting the echo again. There was an echo to the back of the
It's
voice.
showing you
Is it coming from me, you said?
from the anchor. Yeah, there is a sound from you. Yeah.
So where is this sound coming from? Everything
Yeah,
here.
it's okay now.
Is what? No, I was getting some kind of little voice still coming, or I don't know where is that.
Hello? Hello?
It's
I'm not hearing the echo again.
let me see.
But George talk.
I think this is from the ANC. ANC is the problem here.
No, let the ANC speak.
Oh my goodness. What in there?
it's not from me.
Yeah.
It's not from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's small echo in the back here. Yeah, small.
Echo? I don't get it.
No, I'm hearing my voice.
You,
So
Mr. Marley, you don't have.
No.
Yeah,
The
you
echo
are
I was
okay.
having, I'm not hearing it again.
Yeah, Male, you all right, and we are all right.
Okay, so
so
who not all right?
so who not gonna?
Let me see.
ANC.
Yeah.
ANC, you not good?
No, I say, yeah, I still hear
Hello?
some voice.
Let Collins talk.
Abuse.
Am I
Colin,
good?
Is
No,
it
Colin is not good.
no,
is it there? The echo still there?
Yeah, from Collins' end.
For
The
sure?
what?
Collins, you want to
it's
talk?
three of us. Male, it's Mr. So, Colin, and myself. The two of you are all right. Mr. So, Collins, and myself. There's a feedback.
Feedback coming from me, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Well, let me
so
see.
good job.
Colin, speak out a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah, you getting me?
Yeah, Colin, one more time. Let me see.
Much better.
Hello?
Yeah.
A
So
little bit.
let's see here. Frida,
I
Madam
think
George, are you
Colin
guys
is
getting
okay.
echo? Because I hear we
Yeah.
still have this reduced echo mic background noise. Is check here.
We can hear, I can hear the echo from you.
Yeah, something is not right.
I hope
Something is
something
not
too is
right.
that
I'm
But
not
my
sure.
Male, try again. Let me see.
hello?
Yeah,
Okay,
Mr. Mali is very clear.
yeah, we are speaking.
Yes.
Where the talent maker from tonight? Everything just go coming
Not
here.
the talent, man. Maybe that Mr. Toya know about that seat you occupying tonight. You know,
Oh
too.
my.
You know, too. He doesn't.
It seems like your own card still not working.
No,
Toe doesn't joke.
No,
I
what
think
sometimes
the
he went.
ANC people that left Monrovia, they went to launch in Kakata. I think that's where the problem coming from.
But we are here said your own got problem too. Your voice got problems. There's a feedback.
What?
Yeah,
I don't
there's a
think too
small
bad.
feedback.
Probably we can
Small, it's not
proceed.
like before.
I'm not sure where this is coming from. Honestly,
Mr.
I've
Toe, let's go
checked
ahead.
But I think
everything.
we can continue.
Let's go ahead. Not that
Oh
serious
no.
like
No, if
before.
it back off, I mean,
bad.
I'm
Yeah,
not
ask
sure.
the audience first. Maybe the audience will tell or whether if we can go ahead or not. They will be the ones to choose.
Yeah.
But you can hear
Yeah,
yourself. You can hear the
I
feedback.
can hear myself. That shouldn't be the case,
Mm,
but I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know where that coming from. I have checked everything here. Nothing here wrongly connected. Guys, okay, let me see. Is the feedback still there?
Yeah. You can hear the voice.
Who plane was on it? Yeah. So what happened when you get a mixture of people with the party? Then when I get offices, when they're with their analysts, that kind of they met from Nairobi, who went to Uganda, he came to Net. Oh, I want to just go something.
No, I met your thing on.
Oh,
No, like you the one you come in here to Net. Yes, an
you
echo.
can hear.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Hello? Hello? Okay,
I
but mine's
even
all right. Oh no, you can hear
no,
you.
no.
Well, I think maybe we'll just call
And
it.
I heard it fixer. Fixer, what happened? What happened to fixer?
I tell you, fix your two
I
too.
beg you, we're on the live stream. I beg you, but just that. Yeah,
Colin come to rescue us.
Oh,
Colin, bring the key on now. Yeah,
the live, we went on a live jacket.
Oh,
okay.
you know what? Then we need to go home. Folks, we sincerely apologize because
Yeah,
I don't think
we
this
can't
was
continue the
fair.
program tonight.
This Samson told man here, you know, when he decided to just pollute Sese Day here tonight. Samson told that man from Total he not correct.
Well, something
Not
too got a
correct.
real county.
What kind of car that came out till he get it, something. I don't know where is this issue coming from because those who are not speaking. Okay, let's see. Can we let me see what I can.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a
Echo
fine
is coming
idea.
from me.
That the mute everybody mute themselves. I think that's
Yeah.
a fine idea.
Let me see. Let me mute you. Let me mute Pajoy. Let me mute Terry tonight. Let me. Okay. It's still. I'm hearing my voice. I am hearing my voice. So Samson told successfully contaminated my devices here this evening. He will pay the price. Trust me. Let me let, let me see here. Mali, let me see. Mali talk, let me hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I think I having this echo here. I don't know where is it coming from, honestly.
Hello. You getting me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
It's no, it must joy you muted, so you talk when I hear you.
Yeah.
Let me see back. Let me go to the audio section here and see whether. Yeah, everything here looks good. Echo cancellation. Hello?
You click on echo cancellation.
Important do not turn off. Yes. Let's see here. Okay, guys. Let me see. This is here, but the echo is not. It's not doing all well. Okay, maybe.
I know who created the problem. I did a research. and
If
it
somebody
is.
listen,
I did a research. The problem is coming from the extra plenty stars behind Mali. We only need one. The extra one they get behind it creating the echo.
No, I think you just brought the echo again. The echo was not there. The no, the echo was minimized, but when Sese King, it
is it still there?
intensified.
That's the brother.
No,
I said it.
Male is all right. Male speak a lot of those.
No, why you jumping over Sese? That Sese got a problem here.
Yeah, Male is all right. So
Okay.
You know
So
what?
yeah,
We need
yeah,
to
is the
ex-
due.
we need
Tomorrow
to
is what,
exclude we need
Wednesday,
to
right?
exclude the
yeah,
birthday man here because he
Wait,
brought a lot of baggages on this thing.
Oh, that
who?
wouldn't be the baggages again, Mali.
the birthday man.
The birthday man. In fact, the whole thing
You're not
started
supposed
with
to
your.
come
The
here.
whole
We
thing
try to
started with your.
celebrate him. Look, he can't join here. He
You're
came with
correct.
escape plan, man, with 55 questions.
You're
Where the whole problem, man, a man or boy. He say you're not supporting. Who is supporting? The person who want where we there, person support. You come with your own stuff. That I get the whole thing that day tonight.
So that the
No,
plenty
Mr.
stars behind
So,
Mali.
that
The network,
that their birthday man get a
the
problem.
network
Man.
is LeBron Public Radio. They may get too many stars, and LeBron stars. I want to get the network give you
But
problem.
one of the possible person here, we just want to that we want to celebrate. One of the possible person, the mentor, or he was in Uganda, and now he in Thailand. I think that where they running around,
No,
that
the
where
man
the
going back
virus
to
come.
Uganda. He's not in Thailand again. He's going back to Uganda.
They may on your way to the Central African Republic.
He's going to hang with Museveni.
You see,
I see you, man. You're good, that guys.
Mr. So, we sincerely
So,
apologize to the public.
guys, will be on tomorrow. All things considered. Samson To is not on my program tomorrow.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Samson To go up and down.
but Mr. So, if we can't identify the problem now, it's going to repeat tomorrow. So we got to try to identify the problem, send the show not going on. Let's try to identify the problem. Or
You not get fit because it not happen tonight. It happened today. It happen tomorrow.
That what happening in Africa. They don't identify the problem. They move on. It keep coming every year. So let's go and identify the problem.
I don't know where else. I don't know what else to do, but
No, but I mean, when we all leave here, then he can dismantle the whole thing and put it back together.
maybe I just have to restart the system.
Yeah.
It is getting better that
Yeah.
way.
No, but
Because I checked the audio setting here, I don't see anything, but I'm still honestly getting. I shouldn't get feedback. That's how it's supposed to be. I should not get a feedback, and nothing here else is on. So, but still, I'm hearing something not right. So, so I don't know what I.
But then if
Yeah,
you
you
alone
see,
getting the
it's
feedback
coming from me.
and the rest of us not getting the feedback, then let's move on. And
No.
you can cope with that.
No, you guys are good. But if I'm going to be the moderator and those sort of echo coming, voice will delay, it will intrude into your talking, and it will sound sort of a little annoying to the
But
audience.
the first one you were
I'm
good, but I don't know
I'm not
why
seeing the
now
echo. I'm
it
not seeing the
switched.
echo coming from you. I'm not hearing that. Maybe
No.
you hearing it.
When he speaks, you see, I can hear myself a little bit in the background. See, yeah?
Okay.
And at the same time, happens to Mr. Soul.
I see.
Yeah.
But Maya, you all right. I think Collins is all right now. Collins speak a lot. See,
Yeah,
you see
a
that?
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Background.
You know, the last one I came, probably I should have rebooted the whole system to see
Yeah.
whether. But
Should I reboot the whole system and restart? So
the kingdom of Thailand.
Do our things. We don't believe in too much democracy. Democracy.
the men of God, because the barrage work on the men of God. You just pray for.
I didn't come with good intention here. All you people inside, I should hear how that one-on-one. I think that's where the whole problem came from. Say by the time all good, yeah, jump in.
No, you see, you people have all the questions you people have for the men of God are what the Holy Spirit doing it for.
My John has written all the questions now to come after the men.
Yeah.
I saw him writing secret notes. Terry on the other side lay by waiting to ask one of the questions. Guys,
I was just giving him a piece of little advice because that game, I see that whole thing as a game, and he got to be very careful. The African politician, they are smart. It's short lived. That thing he did down there, I don't know. I don't agree with him at all.
Yeah, you know, they got petition the Holy Spirit. It's you people in America, you know, you like notepad. You saw the notepad. So he said, what? So many questions are coming.
Okay, guys, we'll be here tomorrow. Hopefully, I will welcome you this evening. We'll be here tomorrow. Folks, we sincerely apologize
Oh no,
for taking some
Yeah.
of your time and to
Yeah.
be where it is tonight. Sometimes these things,
it's not your fault that
technically,
thing
when it
happened.
happens, then it makes it
Something
very
happened.
difficult to sort of control it. As long the
Yeah, man.
voice being corrupted, to fix it. But I'm going to reboot the system to make sure that it looks better tomorrow, hopefully. Something too. Yeah.
Laughing to be a
He happy. So what we're gonna leave it like this. I'm not sure whether now I think this group that came, they're the one corrupted my voice because now if I'm on by myself, I'm not hearing anything. I'm not getting no echo now. If any of you can validate that, I'm not hearing any echo now. So I will be here tomorrow. Yeah, Mr. Hinnington, all of you, Madam Mo, and all of those great people. Please, we sincerely apologize for that. Sometimes it's technical, but I'm not getting no feedback from myself right now. So either this group, one person corrupted the system, and sometimes that's what happens if it becomes corrupted with the audio. It's just very hard to fix. That is when it happen in most cases, somebody coming on listening to another device, then that's a problem. But anyway, notwithstanding, we say thank you so much. We will continue to discuss Liberia. I think the conversation with Skip Praise was okay. That's his view. And I just didn't want to run a judgment. That's what I decided to reach out to him to talk to him directly. And he explained his position. It is why it is. A game of politics is all about interest. Those who want to work for you, those who want to give a kickback, that the people you support. So it is why it is. At least we now know, and he speaks his mind. So we gonna know something. So yeah, I want to believe these folks. Somebody were listening to something, or they had another device open, so it just corrupted the whole system. Makes it difficult. From what I'm seeing, monitoring now, I'm not hearing no voice coming. I'm not hearing any playback from my end again. Yeah, that's what Nettie is saying. I'm not getting so either the Thailand man or the ANC police commissioner and Boyka man from Minnesota. They are the people. But anyway, guys, we say thank you so much. We're just gonna leave it like this. And tomorrow, by God's willing, hopefully it works well. And then we're going to have a conversation. 21 days. Can you imagine? We have 21 days to the election. Yeah, and it's quite interesting to see what is what. The former vice president visited those that were involved in the accident. That was a very good thing. I think they get some level of momentum. The enthusiasm is building. But I can say politics is a very slippery, it's like a slope. It goes down and goes up. So when you see it coming in your favor, if you decide to relax, if you don't push, from my understanding, they're going to be going to, what is named Rescue 2, going to be taken to the southeast. So hearing the president are going to be taken. I'm not sure why in such a consequential election like this, it's a very tight race, and the president, the GOL, they knows that for sure. They know that for sure. For them to allow and for the president to leave, other countries send their foreign ministers. They send ambassadors accredited. Let me see, Mali here. Mali,
Yeah. You hear
I'm
me?
not, can you speak louder a little bit?
You hear me?
Yeah, I don't think yes. There's no echo in it again from all indication.
No, I don't. I don't get an echo
No.
from you.
Huh?
No, I said I don't get echo from you.
So is my voice still okay?
No, your voice is normal now.
So who make it abnormal first? Are you or?
I don't know. You've been changing some things, but I don't get an echo.
Yeah, even when you guys left, I was talking, I couldn't get anything again. All right, let's just, 9:25, let's just spend 30 minutes here. I think that the ANC man brought this thing here, and the man from Thailand. He told us he was in Uganda, and then we saw Thailand on the screen from Nairobi. I don't know what he's looking for. But you listen to Cape Praise. Let's just have a conversation. Then we're going to pivot in the next 30 minutes. We can go up the folks here. But let me just find out from that, guys. Mr. Cummings, Annie, good to see you. Long time. I hope everything is going for. Somebody, please give me a thumbs up and or Nettie, if you can just give like a signal if the audio is okay. I know it was corrupted initially, but if the audio is okay, then we can continue with the conversation. But if not, there's no need to make you because it's annoying. I too don't like it. You can have people listening and then the audio is just corrupted and then it's not bad. But if the audio is okay, does somebody just give me like a okay, good. All right, I think Nettie, thank you so much. You say it's okay. But you listen to K Praise. He said they came. The opposition did not work with them. And his son saw it's typical politician as well. Politics is all about interest. It's all about somebody who understands your language, your tone, and speaks in the same direction. Not because he's a man of God. Politicians, they cut deals. Ordinary people cut deals. We see people flipping, leaving from one party to another party. But you listen to him. I guess you listen and you have a question to ask. What actually you wanted to ask him?
Yeah, the question, I got confused a little bit. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was a little bit confused. When he had a meeting before the Unity Party program in which you were excluded?
Yeah, he said then they had a conversation.
Before,
what was the understanding? I don't know what was the deal was, and that's another version could be was just a gentleman arrangement.
Yeah.
Because if there was some sort of contract, you know, to say, okay, I'm coming. I did this song. I asked him whether any favor, which of course he said nothing, and we take him for his word. But his group or their participation into the launchings or whatever they were doing, I believe it was just a gentleman. You know how people can just operate. Oh my man, don't worry, when you can, everything will be okay. Yeah, and the probability could be people that you initially talked to could not be the next. It couldn't be the other group of people you're going to talk to.
Yeah, but Mr. So my question is, he had a meeting with the president prior to the Unity Party coming up. That's what I want to know.
No.
He had it before.
He had a conversation with the Unity Party first when they came, according to him, after they were excluded.
That when he had a meeting with president.
Right. That's when the government or whatever they reached out to him. Initial arrangement was with the opposition. He made it known he supports boycott, but they were left out in the process. What arrangement they had in place that did not materialize? We do not know that.
Oh, okay. But
so what could you think probably would have happened? Because this song, it also energized, and that's a fact. It energized the entire opposition bloc, and I would say a chunk of that is being benefited from the. It reminds me, what are people like you now? You remember 2017, that Country Giant song? There are so many ways and factors people are connected to certain things. They don't look at the details of it. There are certain things can move people. But at the time of that, he released of this song. I mean, people were already pissed off. People were saying happy. People have different political interpretation as to how the GOL were leading the country. So coming joy, we are go. So that was something that kicked in, and it just went in that sort of massive support. You saw then they displayed that a capital billion, all of that.
But here's my take. I hope, because it's like one question he couldn't really answer when you were pressing him down. The question was, is he a full-fledged member of the Unity Party? Or he was just doing a song because he loved the Unity Party? I noticed that there were no emphatic answer to that question.
I didn't
Because
really ask him. I asked him who he supports, and he said he supports Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka. Talking
yes,
about full-fledged here, we had a conversation here before, and somehow it derailed or whatever the case. All of these parties, they do not have full registered voters. People are just sympathizers or associate. They do not, and that's the problem, because if you have registered people, and that's it. And you remember the conversation we had day before yesterday? If they have these people here by now, even though they will not come and tell us, logically it is their strategy. But let me just put this here where this whole conversation. We have, for example, Mosorado, 991,000 plus voters. Nima County, 380,000. Bon County, Mount Gibby, Lofa, Grand Bassa. I would say these are battlegrounds state.
yeah,
If these people, if they have effective strategy, right, like what we were saying, not in the launching, prior to the launching, because these numbers, NEC validated, verified these numbers, and they are aware. So if they have good campaign structures in the various counties, for God's sake, looking at the last time records of voter, they could have gone and do some homework and see who really supports you, not just only giving them something, who really supports you, who are your people. You can identify your high court voters. You create a database, you create a chat room, you keep in touch with these people. They assure you that, hey, this year we're going to vote for you. That's how you see the prediction people made here. That's how they do. They look at the old record, they see, they know who their voters and who's on the air. But you know our politics is so polarized. If I was Sedisha or Unity Party saying, you talk to me one time, I say, oh, I'm not listening to you. You CDC man, or you Unity Party, you turn it back. It doesn't work like that in American politics. When they know when you are not for them, they invest more time, resources, they become more persuasive. But that's not the case with us.
I
So
agree
they
with
will
you.
never tell you, United Party or CDC would never tell you, out of this number, out of this 891,000, CDC would never tell you, United Partisans would never tell you that we can get about 400,000 or 500,000 votes from that. They would never tell you, because they do not have that number. They do not have that capacity to EMI. Say, these are our voters. These are people that we show off, and this is what we can get to make it up from other countries. They will never do that.
Yeah, I agree with you, because we had this conversation, and it's like it was a way of suggestion when I said it. But to be frank with you, it's a very good strategy. Probably they may not have had the money to do it, but it's a very good strategy. What you said, it tend to give you an insight how many people
Mario,
you
let
can
me be
really
honest.
count on. Yes,
Of course, finance is a very crucial thing in
you see.
politics. But all of these auxiliary party chairman at this time should not be based in the capital. That's something should have happened long time. You should just come to town to make your report, knowing what you have done, how
In
far you
fact,
stand, but they don't do it.
you should be all over the place. You should be all over the place. You see. But let's go back to the singer.
Okay, let's
Uh,
see here. Yeah, go ahead.
yes.
Anthony Mr. Rogers here said CDC can get 400,000 out of that number. I can tell you, this is my prediction. Anyone who wins 60% of that number from Mosorado, and this is where the DC come from, all of these surrogates, the talking here and drawing conclusion, because they are not considering the greater interjects of this whole electoral process. These are numbers, registered numbers that is in the data. These numbers, it will be the number that NEC is going to work on.
Yes.
These parties, their surrogates, their leaders, they are not telling them also that that number will diminish. The
Yes.
890 will, all of them will not vote. Trust me or not.
Yes. I
Some
agree.
other people that were registered in the past, some people died within that time. I'm not making that proclamation, but that's the fact. Other people will say, you know what, they tell me I'm sick and tired with it. I go on the farm, I go and do my hustle. Or if I come back, I will vote. Before they get back, pool is closed. This is where they're supposed to do their estimate to earmark who their voters are. It's most rather there, guess most rather is very crucial. If you get 60% out of that 800 and some more 9,000, if you get over 500,000 votes, and because the city is divided into districts, you should be able to identify where is your stronghold. But
Yes.
I don't think they have the capacity to do that because they didn't work on that. They didn't see that because
No,
they
no.
were so driven with this whole crowd exhibition.
Yeah, I think one of the salient idea here is that they might have overlooked this thing, or they don't consider it to be too important. You see the projection he just made. CDC can get 400,000. Okay, is he basing his argument on so many other factors? If you ask him, and he may try to justify it. But Jawa was saying, if each of the political party have had the luxury to go in their live, hide up, and just map up who they think would be for them. Like what you said one important thing here. Not everybody in there will ready vote.
No.
I agree with you 100%. Some people might even miss the time. Some people might travel. Some people might be in problem. Some people might be to the hospital. God forbid, So not everybody in there will ready vote. But from neck end, that is the tools they're going to work with to come up with that percentage based on the political party, based on people who will turn off for each of the political parties. You see? But here is another assumption. This is just an assumption. I want to believe strongly that whosoever capture Monserrado County percentage-wise,
good.
yes, might be leading. But again, that deceptive. It's possible you could capture Monserrado County percentage-wise, but you still perform poorly in other counties like Bassa, Bon, or Nima. But if you capture, let's say you capture Monserrado County percentage-wise, followed by Bassa and Bon, you stand a good chance.
Okay, this is what Madam Mo is saying. Another thing, not everyone ain't in the ability register. I believe that what I want to say. So that's it. This crowd exhibition here, I am not driven by I am not a fan of it because some people, you know where the whole trouble came from?
No.
We're going to hurt people, and this is why I don't want people to create some sort of phobia, unnecessary political tension, build false impressions with false messages, false subliminal messages to their supporter. We will win because they see this crowd.
Yes.
It doesn't make no sense because some people remember the census. When they started that census, the census just only tell us the populations of our country, those who are in our country, the babies, foreigners, and all of that, give a projections of 5 million plus. But guess what? So we under to register, which is a very sad thing here. You have 2 million out of the 5, you have 2 million, so you have about 3 million plus. If we even take 1 million to say that 1 million, they are babies and other foreigners that who are not qualified voters, you still have half of the citizen rate, they are not voting. And part of that, there was a conspiracy theory. Opposition put that up. They acted lazy. They didn't do their good calculations. They began to reject that instead of then focusing at the time to tell their supporters, go, because the first thing first, what qualifies you to win, you must be a registered card holder. It's the same thing in America. You can be a citizen. If you don't register, it's not because you're a citizen, you can just get out and go vote. No. They should have impressed, they should have mobilized, they should have done everything possible to encourage their citizens to go, their supporters or whoever to go and register. But guess what? They frown on the process. They say the process is going to be a fraudulent process. They're going to cheat. That itself, you are telling your people, don't go there no matter what you do. That's the same Trump style. No matter what you do, the people are going to cheat us. So guess what? At the end of the day, they decided to go to NEC to appeal for an extension when the damage is already being done. When they should, in the first place, EMI know where their strong bases are and encourage their people. You go right, you forget, but do not discourage your voters, because when you tell them, and I talk to people lately, they don't speak on camera, but some of the people, they have their own reason. If I want to vote for them, man, say when I get there, what do we do? Other than are the same people, me, I'm not going to waste my time. It's because you send some mixed messages out there to your supporters or those who were sitting on the edge to convince them. You didn't do it. I want to believe in that, and there's no any empirical evidence to suggest, because the government, I believe, did register people, but even registered people registering or telling the people to register does not guarantee that these same people going to vote for you, because you talk to some of them too, they are not happy. There's another faction that feel they are not part of, they are not getting the cake. So obviously they're going to have a side. So it's hard to say. I'm not making a prediction. It's very hard to make a prediction. This is who going to do this year, because at the end of the day, we need to see these numbers in real time.
Yeah, then this also take us back to our conversation yesterday, that all the folks that appeared at the stadium, I do not have evidence whether everyone that went to that stadium is a registered voter. You see, but I'm with the belief, I'm with the strong belief that there were sympathizers there were well-wishers there are some people just like the party there, and even I want to believe that there were some people, I mean, underage were not qualified to vote, but because their mom and dad, are with this party, they decide to follow. So it's like you have a mixed bag of huge population down there, but it's like it was a good showing, it was a good showing. But this is the question I wanted to ask you. Have you come across any record where some people were disqualified during the registration period?
Of course, you remember the verification process, and even NEC were telling people that those have issues with the car where they need to pay for. The question becomes, those people, do they have the money? Did their party provide them the resources if they are their supporters and somebody can afford, I think about $5 or $10. I have to make sure of that numbers to get certain things straightened. If they do not have that, you think the Mehuna Iho they're not going to sacrifice. This is where the resources, these parties should be equipped to execute an effective election. It's not just all about yelling or singing. No, because like you said, not all of these people here, they are bystanders. People get attached to something. And now there are some people who are seriously regretting why they didn't register to vote. So even though that numbers, certain percent that number will be in the crowd that show up for CDC, for Unity Party, for ANC, CPP, but showing out to that crowd, I mean, in that big gathering, making the gathering to be a sort of huge one, does not guarantee, does not establish the fact that that person is going to vote, because he or she did not register. And it's late. They're not going to register anybody.
Okay. Assuming that some people were disqualified, even though we don't have that empirical evidence to really show, assuming some people were disqualified, do you think NEC subtracted those number from the various counties and things? Do you think that did happen?
If they are disqualified?
If you disqualify, whether NEC subtracted those numbers? Because some people were registered and some people decided to do some other things, and I think that they were either disqualified. Okay, let's assume I did something and it was against the rule of NEC. Are being disqualified.
If you disqualify, if you are let's look at the word disqualify. If you disqualify you, what does that suggest?
Yeah, my name is still there. Was it subtracted? Or is it there? It's still there. Practically, yes. By announcement, I'm disqualified. Policy why I'm disqualified. But number why did you take my name out?
So yeah, let's deploy common sense here. Let's look at these numbers. If these numbers came from NEC,
yeah,
these numbers are the final numbers for this electoral process, like for Mosorado.
Okay.
And they should be more than Moserado. Moserado should get over 1 million votes. So if you
Yes.
have 800,000, so you are talking about 200,000 they were staying out of the process. Why? Because there was some other talking that coming, or the process is fraudulent, the process will not be free and fair. There will always be apprehensions in electoral process. But the first thing these political parties think that you have done was to forecast, to say, hey, okay, yes, we have issue maybe with the censor, blah, blah, blah. But first thing first, go and register.
Yeah.
Encourage their people to register. That did not happen because they were so apprehensive. So that did not happen. As a result, some people stay out of the process. Now, if you stay out of the process and you show up at a CDC, ANC, or United Party rally, visually you are adding up to the crowd size to say, here, we have the numbers. But technically, it's not reflected in the book because you did not register. So you will never vote. At time for voting, you're going to stay home.
Okay. All right. I agree with you. Okay, but then let play the devil advocates here. Let's say all the people that we saw with George Weah at the stadium, let's just say by assumption, they were all bona fide registered voter.
I disagree with that.
I mean, I just say, I said, let's play the devil advocate here.
Yeah, but that's a wrong devil advocate, because then we're going to be sending a mix. Our job here, so then you need to establish your identity. If you say you're sedition or ANC does it, because our job here too is to get a plain cut.
Okay.
This is the wrong message, missed signals the people they are sending to people, and that can create a political harbor.
Okay.
Because when you tell the people, oh, because based on this crowd, we're going to win election. The mindset of these people that are going to win if something goes wrong. We had a conversation in the past. Or the government will rake, the opposition will do this. So the question becomes, if you win it this time around, should we say that the election was rigged? This is why it's bad to create a cloud on the democratic process, because you don't know how you want to go. All you need to do your due diligence, do your technical work, do all you're supposed to do, encourage your supporters or your bona fide members that you guarantee, no matter what, those people will not change. Encourage them to show up during voting time and that they cast their ballot. But when you create that apprehensions, you give room for people to give justifications of their doing, which of course they're going to always do.
Okay. But then what do you say to a member? Because I had some member calling me yesterday. I had some friends who are part of the Unity Party. They are also, some other are also in the CDC thing. And somebody is telling me, oh, you saw our crowd? It's a foregone conclusion. We finished winning the election. You see all the people that went down there, we win already. So what will you tell the particular person? What will be your own analysis to the particular person position?
Well,
I try to convince them that I don't think it should be going that direction.
They will not do that.
Yes.
Because these people are politically grounded. There's a perception that wall of Jericho is built in them. They do not want to hear anything that will take away victory. So they get off the reality of the real world things that are happening. So it's not possible that everybody show out there by them going there, because, and this is where the political parties in Liberia, they lack the tolerance. If I'm a Unity partisan, the CDC is having a rally, I will go there to go observe. I will send hundreds of members there, if possible, wear their uniform to observe and to see and stand by other people and hear what they are talking, because other people that are sitting on the fence, they're yet to see, they want to listen to other people, and you can use that time to connect. But we don't do it. So a CDC having something, United Party posted, they're not going there. Go and see what is lacking, and you can deploy that in your own exercise when you're ready to do your launching. But our people, they don't do it. They do not have that political tolerance, because when they go there in the first place, as soon as they call their leader, it's like you're pulling blood out of that person, and they're going to be like some sort of outburst. Here, when we in this place here, people go to different people, even they're not for them, but they go there. So it has become an issue of People not even voting on issue anyway. They look at their party, they look at their leader, and they decide. And that's where I have issue with even we in the media industry. We are not creating an alternative for people to make informed decision. And that's why I don't do the funny thing here. Oh, call here. If election are here today, Joy Weas, Joseph Boyka, Alexander Coleman, who will win? That's not a solution. You must provide alternative. Tell the people why are you voting for President Weah? Why are you voting for? Put alternative priorities of issues. It could be health, it could be education, it could be security, it could be economics, it could be infrastructure. You narrow it down, condense it, narrow it down to 3 or 4 things, and see. That way you test the intelligence of the people as to how they are going to be doing their voting. I think somebody calling in here. Let's see what we can accommodate. What's the time now, sir? All right. Let me see here. Hello, caller, are you there?
Yeah, Mr. So, Mr. Marlin, how you doing?
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
It's Andrews.
Hey, Andrew, what's up?
I'm fine. Mr. So, thank you for coming back to our restore sanity to this system. I don't think Mr. So is bad, but you let Unity Party take over this station right now. Well, this was.
Oh, come on.
No, you're saying you're in like yourself was saying it. You let
no, but to be honest, the liberal established his political identity. So obviously, you don't expect him to propagate the agenda of any other party. So, but that make a point.
Mr. So, you got to be balanced. You know, you see, like your very first day back, you try to make that distinction. You know, nobody saying take a side or be, but like Mr. Mali's brother, you try to correct it. So don't make that about narrative. You got to be, you know, when you distribute information, you can't be between one side.
So let me just tell you, if I are taking position, it will be hard for you to convince me. You got to tell me the combinations of color that will get us to that color to be white or blue. That's their job. When you say you support somebody, you got to be equipped because you have to argue the institution point. You're not just going to give up, but go ahead, make your point.
Yeah, you know, like
you want to load something is playing in the background on news or something. Is that a radio?
It's news.
Okay.
I mean, at school they're playing news.
Okay, breakable. Let me put a number out there. Yeah, go ahead.
You see, like the analysis you did, the people that keep close to that analysis, that's the people with you, the CDC. CDC have a regular meeting with people in their different districts. They have, you may not see it, but it's going on because I know my girlfriend is part of one of the people there. They have a regularly Saturday, every last Sunday we go to a meeting, we go for different exhorted meetings. And so I think he's going to make a mistake when he finishes the election, the registration when the registration was going on. I support him, but I think he made a mistake. So try to challenge that process in court and tell your people not to register. I think you will come bite him. Because a lot of EFP people in Labrador never register. We are in America. We're not going to go to Labrador to go vote. Some people will go, but not everybody will go.
Okay.
You know, yeah, you know, but I think when you drive the eye and the problem, one of the problems we have, you know, nobody believes in institutions. We don't stand for anything. We don't believe in anything. Because I'm a Democrat. I will never go to a Republican program, except that Republican is saying something that I really love and I agree with. But that, I would rather not go to no Republican program or pretend to go there, so I will not do it.
So do you also believe where the call, because there are other people we talk to waiting to see how that happened? Do you also believe that there's this vote of transgression going to take place? Meaning, I'm a supporter of Unity Partisan. I might vote for the Unity Partisan candidate for presidency, but I would not vote for either the rep or senator. Do you believe that's going to happen as well?
Yes, most of the leadership will do it. Especially coming to the representative line, because I know a lot of physicians that will vote Joseph and the president and some of their district representatives. we will not vote there. But the good thing that happened in CDC, a lot of the bad people never retained, they lose their primary. But it was going to be, a lot of them was going to have a sleeping night on election day.
So you support CDC, right?
No, I support Mr. Cummings. I love John Weir.
Okay, no, let's get it right. You say who you support? Cummings?
I support Mr. Cummings.
Okay.
I love John Weir. But I'm not one of those that bash him, that support everything that he do, but I just don't like to go bashing or criticizing sometimes, whether it pay me.
I hope sedition, somebody that support the government come in, perhaps we need to have this open, because the politicians, they don't like to come on platform where they think they're going to answer tough question here. I am wondering here, as a ruling establishment, in order for them to kind of have their agenda pushed, there are few districts and places CDC cannot afford losing, and CDC wants to win. Wait a minute, Akara's Gray, which district number is that?
Number 8.
Number 8. What could it be like if CDC lose that district to if Akara Gray cannot hold up to that district? What does that suggest?
Yeah, it's a big growth. It will be embarrassing to the fact that Akara Gray lose, because you remember he one of the contenders against him, nowhere was one for representative, and he was one for sedition.
Okay, so there are two things here. Yeah. There are two things here. CDC, you talk to the people that desperately need district number, wait a minute, Yaka Kolba district, is that 10?
Number 10.
They need that here. Josephine Davis is dead. You have this other guy is dead. Yaka. That for sure CDC won. Do you think CDC can get that district from the opposition column?
Yeah, because the power, Yaka could have a state vote. You see, the American step from they have electoral, they're going to see some votes for Yeke.
Why on the Yeke?
Because so, they have division that they have made up their mind that they're going to vote for Mrs. Gable. And people really, I think that's one of the strategies they try to
so you think, before I go to the next caller, you think the presence of Conson is there to diminish the vote of Yeke?
Yeke, yeah. Okay. I think that's the strategy they plan. He's going to take away votes from him. People are supposed to be voting for Yeke, they likely vote for him. Okay. And in fact, the Yeke people are not very dedicated.
Okay.
All over the place.
Okay, Ambrose, thank you so much.
Yeah, you will want to be with the United Party, you're not be with the AMT. So,
all right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Tosh.
Okay, let me go to this caller and then I'll go back to Mali. Let's go to the nation's capital of Washington, D.C. 2214. Good evening, caller.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Toh.
Yeah.
Mr. So,
don't call me Toh. This Toh's I decided to kind of contaminate.
No, I don't have your number. I'll call Mr. Toh. You don't give me a number.
You call Toh?
Yeah, you don't give me a number.
Wow, you try to be.
How can it is?
Oh, you come into business, yeah? Okay, let's. Okay, so let's establish your political identity. Which side are you leaning?
When you see the name on the screen is breakable power.
Oh, power. Oh, okay, breakable. Yeah. Let's see where you're gonna break it. Don't break me all that up. Okay. So let's have a conversation. I know nobody will always call for defeat for his or her side here. You support GOL, the government, right?
Yes.
Is there any nervousness, you as a supporter of the government, based on seeing what is unfolding? Is there some sort of nervousness?
I think you have to use different word. None of what you use just now. You have to change the word around.
Okay, make a suggestion. Let me go your way.
No. In the whole race, let me tell you something. Nobody there that will get fair. The reason is simple. Our work that we've been doing and the work we are doing now, that give us the hope and it's the clear man that we're going to win election free. No. This we see people in a city complaining that election will be rigged, election will be cheap, election will be rigged. In a city, we in a town, in a community, in a city, in a county, campaigning bigly. But in a city, sitting down, they're waiting for election. We all in a city, in a county, campaigning. But the senior, we was all the power we in power, all the county, government official honor the government. But we still there campaigning all over.
Okay.
But only in the city, sitting down, relaxing. But they say they will win. That's why I want to give her the mobile. Because go to the people and convincing them. The result they're giving us, that is clarity that we're going to win.
Breakable. Let me practical here in our conversation here. I like the numbers type here for people just to get clarity. Let's look at Mosorado, 891,000 here. Tell me here in an honest faction here, what percent do you think CDC can get from this number?
Mosorado will win it overwhelmingly. Just say out of 100, we'll get 62.
You're going to get 62?
62 out of 100.
Will you be brave enough comes election day to come here and repeat what you are saying?
As I said to you, we'll win it. We'll win Mosorado.
You guess.
And I'll come back to you and tell you we'll win it.
Okay, no, technically.
That I see it will be difficult for us in Nima County.
Nima County.
Because the policy in Nima is different from also any county. That's the only one.
Okay, and I like what you are admitting, because this is where their calculation, because if you're falling short from one side, you need to make up from the other side. So obviously, obviously Nima would be a tough place to be. Tiawan Gonglo is there. Yes. Prince Johnson is there. The VP for Unity Party is there. And the fact of the matter here, Liberian politics, not just only Liberian politics, African politics as a whole is basically on the tribal line. Whether we like it or not, for the most part, it's always tribalistic. When you have your people there, there's a hope that you're going to get something. So if CDC knows that they do not have, and this is why this country, you know, there are certain states Republican don't go to campaign, certain states Democrat, because they know their voters. I don't care what you do. Like Massachusetts, my next neighbor here, Republicans don't invest resources here because I don't care what happened, Democrats will always win. That's not the case.
But in the number, no matter what we do, we'll not win it. We'll get like 40 or 45% in a county. The reason is the man that they choose as a vice president as you that will only win by ticket is not the presidential. It's just a bar. And we look at a background, it's not from number. The judge there as a resident. They're
not looking. They are not. Let's be honest. They're not looking at that. Do you think?
A resident.
Are you saying that's the calculations of Nimayes? I mean, that's the fact. But he's.
They don't have the election high up for senator job. Do you saw how difficult it was for him?
Yeah, but the fact of the matter, he won it, and he served as representative for that 12 years. So he's grounded. He get a base. There are people.
You might get a song in there. You might get a song that you won't go.
I know. I mean, I know. The Tiawan Gonglo, Nima is also a sort of a polarized, divided sector from the Manos and the Manos and the BU.
But I said we'll have a strong percentage from there.
Yeah, but I have a question.
I say, 35 or 40% from there.
35. Okay.
Okay.
No, wait first. No, wait first. So how much you think Tiawan Gonglo going to get from there?
Tiawan Gonglo will get 55.
55?
Okay, let me do that. We'll get 35% from there. 35%. Tiawan get 45%.
Then where
the rest will be for them.
So then Unity Party will get what?
The rest.
Are you considering the Prince Johnson fact?
35, Tiawan got 40%. So 75 and another one for them.
So are you saying 25% will go to Unity Party?
Yes, because as I said, it's so the only person that can win us in our county is Tiawan Gonglo. But there, for CDC, we'll make sure we'll come second, no matter what they do. Because we are working. If you see the people in our county that are working in our county as a CPB campaign, it's not they are working toply. They are going all in the village And the development that will take in our county.
It does not
No
guarantee.
other county that will take development in Nima County.
So here, before Mali come in here, we have Nima 380,000 votes. Somebody needs to take a good chunk up to maybe 55% of this vote here. So are you saying CDC going to get?
It will not be 55%. No single party will take 55% in the four party. No single party will take 55%.
So breakable.
Yes.
Is your analysis based?
Is
it based on the curiosity to satisfy your political ambition for your party, or
my political trust? To just tell you the truth, we work in Nima County with the development. We got people on ground that there's organized that still working. Then apart from that, our president in a race that was running by now in fear. But the man in there running as a power president, it's not a
Prince Johnson.
Me person from Nima County. He's a resident.
Yeah, why it is true there are a lot of things that I disagree with is some of his ridiculous comments, but also remember Prince Johnson, no matter what we like it or not, he's a cornerstone for Nima County. That's how the season that is being pursued, and that's how he has been. So the hands of Prince Johnson is the one that nurture. Yeah, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on. You talk. Prince Johnson is the one that nurtured Jeremiah Kong from Rep to Senate and to the number 2 now. So there is also this political word of Jericho that builds in the minds of the Nehemiahs that, hey, this could be the very first time they would get close to the proximity of the presidency. So the possibility, they would not be thinking Jeremiah Kumana from there, this and that, but he has represented them all of these years. So the most likely we're giving that political support if the final tier one Gongro can win it.
Do you listen to Prince Johnson recording that just leaked?
That's what I'm saying. I said there's a lot of things I don't agree with him, but they don't.
More than even you are talking. The fear is simple. Prince Johnson seeing that there is no willpower the way that you're having the willpower. So you feel you lose ground. So to the extent that he asking people that if you have any shame, they will be shame for all of us. It may know for the way, even he said, it only 6 who seat will be difficult for him. That's why he's saying he used that statement.
Okay.
Prince Johnson now, the Nimanians understand that Prince Johnson is not honest, not for them. They use that number to be like something like, oh, the guy said. But for the day being power of 18 years, you don't represent Nimba, you don't do nothing for them for the benefit.
How can you
so
say that?
All the benefit they're getting it for yourself. People understand the main plane. They understand the way of politics. You don't use the people to get something.
Thank you so much.
They can listen to him. Look, if you listen to some Nimanian, they say it. They say we'll not allow this. If we continue this, Nimba will be different candidate for all the candidates. If we put our song up, nobody will vote for them because Allah will not vote for other people's song. He will not vote for us.
All right. Thank you so much. We already out.
And let me go to lower candidate. Let me go to Lofa County 1 second.
Why we having the Lofa County?
Lofa for CDC.
Lofa for CDC. So what? Based on what?
Based on look. You saw when some people entering Lofa County. Like Jesus answered Nazareth.
So are you saying Thomas Farah will give Lofa to CDC? Let's be honest here.
Now, Thomas Farah alone, all those people that were in government, men like Jefferson Koji, men like the Honorable Senator Jala, those people, they are the one that build, develop, that carry development, and the government.
Let's look at the last record. Let's look at the last record here. Do you think Lofa would turn her back from Joseph Boyka? Is that what you want to tell me?
Even if they turn their back, but the percentage for us this year will be huge. We'll get a higher percentage in Lofa than Boyka. The people know what they saw.
So Lofa get 177,892 votes. So how much you think you're going to get?
I can tell you, we'll get 50% for them.
You get 50%.
50%.
So how much percent will go to Boyka and money back?
For the 5%, the other 5% people are party.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
all right. So Mala Jones, this is quite interesting. This is how every and each one protects our own alligator. People, I mean, his analysis, how he sees this in his own word that, should place him, even if it is not real.
Yeah, but one cool thing he strike here is that he's operating within his own little world, and he get that conviction. And I think he made some logical analysis here, because it's like the question I wanted to ask is that development, the criteria for people voting for people. Let's go back to Nima County where he started the analysis. Kung is a visitor there, from his conclusion. And therefore, but he forgot to know that, yeah, what you said, Kung has been nurtured all along the route by somebody who is grounded there, and there where the vote's supposed to be coming from. But he tend to deny that this guy himself is even falling, and there's no way he can stand. So my question now is, what is the criteria for getting vote in Nima County? Is it based on my ability that I was born there, or is it based on what I did for the people? You see? So the question I just asked, it was answered in the case of Lofa County. He tells me there are so many sedition in government dramatizing in Lofa County. The Fala factor, the Koji factor, the Jala factor, they're all over in Lofa County dancing. Therefore, by assumption, they are going to capture more than 50% of Lofa County. But
is that a reality?
Well, based on his analysis, because here is the argument. Joseph Braga don't have a government right now to say his officials are in Lofa County. So the people of Lofa County, by assumption, because he's from Lofa and the people from Lofa will assume they might follow him. But that is not a logical conclusion as well. There are possibilities for Lofa to get split. And there are possibilities that Joseph Braga might even come to the bottom of Lofa County, because one strategy CDC is moving with, and even the first caller said it, they continue to have what I call a persistent engagement with their people. And to be frank with you, Mr. Soda, one of the best strategy where you're meeting every Saturday, you're meeting regularly to this community, in this person house, to this place, it's a very good strategy. And the last caller, the caller to this caller just said that the people are meeting regularly, and that is a reminder to all the voters they're meeting in the very community.
Yeah, it's in
So,
a fair analysis.
So you ask the word logical conclusion. For me, with the issue of the Lofa scenario he just put it about all the factor, the Koji factor, and all the kind of thing, I think there's a logical conclusion there that there are possibility CDC may penetrate the middle there.
So considering all what's going on, if you were providing a strategy guide for CDC, would you say, not CDC, or let's say CDC, will you say that they should invest resources? Let me bring in Papi from here. Papi from no, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, good evening, and thank you for having me.
So let's hear you. What's capturing your attention here this evening?
I want to concur with the last caller that Georgia is going to win this thing easily, and I believe President Weah is going to win this thing in the first round.
First round?
Yeah, first round victory.
What are numbers coming from?
What are the signals?
It has been widely said on all the news network, individuals, even from the opposition, that President Weah always has between 38 to 40%, right? Less than 38% in the first round, right? Have you heard that before?
I'm here. I'm just hearing you. So are you basing on what? You say which news reporting?
Well, not news report, on social media, amongst the opposition, all over the place.
So
President Weah has always had.
Yeah, so President Weah was very impressive. Everything went well, yeah. But can we still commiserate with the last election, 2017, with that of this year elections? Are they still the same, you think?
Which election? The 2017 election?
2017 and this 2023. Do you think they are the same type, or there are some sort of changes into the demographic? And seeing all that is unfolding right now, that people can make some other judgment. Can we compare, can we equip both elections?
Yes, it could be, and I'll tell you why. When you come to power as an incumbent, you lose people. Because when you come to power, the people's expectations are very high. So if you do not meet that expectation in the shortest possible time, you lose some people.
So what? Okay? So these people, do they have a justifiable reason for which they would turn their back?
Well, I just give you the reason, and the reason is that as a new government, the expectations are high, and you promise them some things. So if those things don't come fast enough, some of them turn their backs. So it is true that out of that 38% that he said, some of that 38%. But on the other hand, since he came to power, he has done some other things too. He has satisfied some people. He built houses for people. There are hospitals that have been built. There are roads that have been built. We got WAS fees. We got scholarships. So what happens is that what? He gains some people, even though he will lose some people because the expectations are too high, and because he could not meet those expectations, the family factor, you lose people. But he has made some strides, so you will gain some people. So so what happens is that it brings him right back to that 38%. 38%. You lose, you gain.
Okay, quickly, Papa, before I go to the next person yet, in the North Share here, let me pull these Tulsa states or counties, what we would call it. Mosorado, what's your take? 891,000. Where you think CDC going to get? 891,000 plus voters. What you think CDC going to do?
Yeah, you see, if you take it county by county, I'm not taking it from that perspective. I'm taking it from the perspective that President we had 38% the last time. Okay, right? So you lose some people, you gain some people, or you stay at the 38, right? There is no Blumsky in the race. There is no Prince Johnson in the race. The last race, the 2017 race, Prince Johnson and Mr. Blumsky, may so rest in peace, their combined percentage was 20%. So that 20% is now off the grass. Okay? I believe from that 20%, President Weah will grab at least half of that, 9 to 10% from there. So 10% he added to the 38 and 48 right there. He needs only 2% more to win. That 2%, I believe it will come from Lofa County because of Thomas Pala and Jefferson County, their inroads in Lofa County. Because the last percent that President we are in Lofa County, the first one, is going to increase. Okay. It's going to increase by more than 2. So if President we has 6 in Lofa County, this time he's going to go to maybe 9 or 10%. And once he gets more than 2% increase for Lofa County, then it puts him right across the 50+1 mark. That's where I'm looking at.
My guess you're going to
win this election the first round.
My guess you're going to be in that war room to break these, to crunch these numbers, Pape Flomo. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, and God bless you.
Okay, so 484 number 7164. Are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, let's do your own crushing. Do you agree with establish your political identity, if you will? Do you support anybody in this process?
I'm one of the friends of President Weah.
One of the friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friends of Weah.
Friends of Weah. So where are the ANC and the Unity parties in here? Crush your own numbers. Let's see. You have a Pape Flomo analysis and the previous caller breakable. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, also I agree with that, but I'm not good at number. I'm not going to call a number because I don't know. I can't calculate, but I'm very sure and destined that this election is 110 victory, and it's going to be in favor of His Excellency President George Manuel Weah. You see, when we was youth, when we're coming up, we didn't experience a couple of development. To be frank, people say the country has things difficult, economy, blah, blah. Okay, but let's look at the little thing that he has done. Let's look at a little bit.
Do you agree with that? The country, I mean, for me, the whole world, even America now has changed. So the thing about the thing country high is not it's everywhere. The entire world, the economy, the entire world is something.
Yeah, I want to agree with them on the part of the country high. The last time I ever said was, let's look around you, look at Guinea. We don't have to come to America. Do press comparison and see if you are the higher or they're the lower. So it's just like that. The country is high all around the world, but Liberians believe that George will make the country high. So now we got to defend that part. But that's what I'm trying to say. Everywhere there is a little development going on, the country is bound to be high. That's how it look like. Because development always taking most of the money going to the development instead of going to the people that's ability. It's just like you're building a future wealth. So you just sacrificing yourself for the people to come tomorrow. And that's why this president is doing all the legacies that he's leaving behind. These people who the Unity Party who talking today, we give them over 12 years. Unity Party is the highest spending party in Liberia.
So you are playing, is this Chris?
Yeah, this is Chris.
Chris, so you are playing into the narrative of the president, which of course seditions are always in one accord. We give them 12 years, they didn't do anything. At least I have a 6 now. You're trying with the other 6 to see what we can do. That's a play ball game you're on, right?
No, but Mr. So, not Mr. So, forgetting your name.
Yeah, so that's it. You got it right.
Yeah, Mr. So, yeah. So that's the thing. It's what the president done. It's not give me 6 years. It's not, we're not asking for it. It's what we in. That's what I want you to understand. It's what we in. Because when we came to the place, there was a darkness, and we took away the darkness. So the people who live in the light now,
replace it with what?
We're light. So the people willing to vote for us. We came, there was no road. Road. The people who now can sit on the roadside willing to vote for us. We came, there was no hospital, Grand Judas, other places, Bokolu, not even Central Monrovia. We had hospitals all over the places. We came, there was no YFE being paid. And through this regime, YFE have been paid. Even the last regime could have paid YFE. They could have done all of these things that the regime are going to be happy on it. That's why we don't even want to hear about them, because it's not even a foundation that you lay. You don't even lay a foundation. You just put sand down, and then the rain kind of wash away the whole entire thing. That's why he did to Liberia. So now when they put somebody come and try to re-establish, they say, no, we must tell you for that expenses yet. So now enough for him. So the other people that come into power, the same people that were stealing, who are doing all the killing, who bring all the war, all the disturbances, who cause the economy to break down, they will come back again.
Do you think the president, the last time around, there was a lot of unknowns regarding the president? He was saying as a new breed to the politics of Liberia, much was not known, little was known in terms of style of governance. Now we know much. Do you think the president have a lot to defend?
Yeah, he do have a lot to defend, Mr. So he do have a lot. He have a lot of challenge, and that's why I'm keep saying I'm one of the presidents who support him, but I will always chastise him because it's good to chastise him. I have chastised him in the security area. I have chastised him in the agriculture area. Those two places are very tangible to me because those are the areas most of the time the opposition want to put on him, and he's not avoiding this area, and that's why I want him to really pay attention.
Do they have enough reason to pull him in those places?
Yeah, they do have a reason. Let's say, for example, for security area, they do have a reason. But if Unity Party want to come up with that reason, then I would chastise Unity Party as well for that same reason. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it should be continuing, but Unity Party has done the same thing. My Indians and other people that are missing in that country, other men got taken to the beach, everything. Nobody know where he left, what happened to him. But it's not encouragement.
So
Party cannot be
I'm waiting to see. I don't know what the facts are with all of these parties. Say round 1, that's 8 here. I'm not sure. I'm waiting to see here. But beyond that, which party or where do you think CDC needs to turn? And I'm just making reference because you're sedition here. Which party do you think CDC needs to pull in her column now to get to the finishing line?
I think CDC need to hold on to ANC very close to get on a finishing line. ANC have to come to, like I said, if I will have a second choice in this election, it will not be just like Mabaka. So it can't be just like Mabaka. If anything, it will be maybe ANC, but not just like Mabaka, man. Come on, not even Unity Party. I don't see that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So Mali,
yeah,
the possibility here, and if you listen to seditions, the few that can work with ANC and not Unity Party, And this is the danger on the part of Unity Party, because all of the opposition, there's something they have in common, we believe, with their political philosophy or ideology. That is to have this president for one term. But yet they are unable to make this political consolidation to validate their argument. ANC, Unity Party, for some reason, they can't get along. Who is going down the slippery slope here? If it comes to the point where they're going to be a second round, who you think can work with who? Can Unity Party, with all of this political bloodbath that is going on, can they turn to Ellis Comey? And with Ellis Comey, say, go to, even though he has said it, he will support Boyka, but the last time around, he told his people, go and decide. Will we come back to this point again at some point in time to come and have this sort of conversation?
Well, I think the last quarter make one salient point here, that if it come to the issue of second party, he cannot vote for Unity Party. I think he coming from the background where it's like the Unity Party is a continuation of the last 12-year policy. I think he might be coming from that point. But assuming Joseph Boakai was in a different party, apart from the Unity Party, maybe he would have spoken well about him. Because it's like, in electioneering period, you must first of all build your platform on what you did and project the future, what you will be doing. Now, George, we are saying I did in 6 years. I will do more in the next 6 years. But Joseph Boakai, there's a missing link there. Joseph Boakai had not told all what he did in the last 12 years because he doesn't want to associate himself with the government he worked with. And I see it.
Let me hold you. Let me hold you right there. And I went inside there. I wish they would have granted or some of us this sort of conversation to get an insight here.
Yeah.
But let's pray in the darkness of ignorance. We don't know because we have not talked to them. This and that. What is the danger of that? And I yet to also know to see the demarcation, how his Unity Party is different from that of Helen Johnson Sirleaf. There are still few arguments they are making of Helen Johnson Sirleaf, but they are still unwilling to take the baggages of Helen Johnson Sirleaf. How will this play out?
Yeah, but Mr. Moderator, have you ever asked yourself, why is it that Joseph Boakai is not playing into the achievement of their 12 years? He is not playing in there at all.
Why?
He has disconnected himself from there. This is the mystery. This is the secret. I don't know why. So a lot of people are doubting that he wants to be his own man. But meanwhile, he played in the government for 12 years. So if Joseph Boakai has come, let's look at the flip side. If Joseph Boakai has come and said, look, we started this role in our administration. We did that in our administration. We did that, and we'll improve on it, make that projection. Then this type of argument will not come out.
What is the danger in walking away from the shadow that you once found yourself in politically? We saw here, let's sound a little bit ridiculous or bring it at home here. What his name? Barack Obama left, what his name? Joe Biden came, and there was some specific he was pushing, how you call it, Democrat. The affordable health care and all of that, rule versus wave, all of those things. They are their strong political philosophy, ideology that they believe in. This is not what is happening in Liberia. Why the Unity Party of Joseph Newman Boakai, who works for Helen Johnson Sirleaf for 12 years, is not making some argument or proud to say, this is what we have done with Helen Johnson. This is why we can continue, and this is why we were up to it. Why is he walking away with that?
Well, there are a lot of critics out there. He's walking away with that because, let's get back to the issue of the danger. The danger here is that we don't know him because he had disconnected himself with what he was part of. 2, we don't know what he's going to bring to the table. But assuming he brought with him some of the things that happened in the last 12 years, we say, okay, now he's telling us he will improve on those things. But he has break the marriage. He doesn't want to talk about those things. But meanwhile, he's under the banner of the same party that led him for 12 years, and he's still using that party to come into power. This is where the problem coming. This is where the problems come. You see?
Meaning he's avoiding political risk. He do not want to have, there's other base of the Helen Johnson Sirleaf Unity Party too. You do not want to humiliate them in order to take a political vengeance on you at the poll. Is he walking the fine line here?
No, he's not walking the fine line, because he's not walking the fine line for two reasons. One, the Helen Johnson Sirleaf base, I want to believe strongly from my soul that they might be annoyed why they may not talking about the development Helen Johnson Sirleaf brought. I want to believe there's some apprehension in there. I think so.
So quickly here, let's make an educated guess here before we go. Are we saying the Unity Party of Helen Johnson Sirleaf is different from that of the Unity Party of Joseph Boyka?
At this junction, yes.
What is the downside for that?
What the downside is that it's not in his favor. The downside there is it is not in his favor. Assuming he has come to carry the Helen Johnson's and flair for that United Party, the both of them were honored. And Helen Johnson came out to give him that support or try to say, oh yeah, this and that. Then this is going to be a real competition. Then CDC have got cause to worry. But CDC is even happy that the man is going solo, but under the same party that came for 12 years and they distinct to us. So the question now is, how does he divorce himself from what they did 12 years ago? Because he doesn't want to talk about that.
Do you think there's some sort of political injuries or some sort of bruise being sustained by Helen Johnson within, and she's holding fire to that?
Yes, it could be it could be the elephant in the room. Yes, I don't know. You don't.
What do you think? Where is the disagreement of the Joseph Boyka and that of Helen Johnson Sirleaf? Is that something we important to know? What did he differ with Helen Johnson Sirleaf in the 12 years? Like, for example, here in the U.S., we saw what happened January 6th. Mike Pence stood his ground to defend the Constitution of the United States of America, not necessarily his party, the Republican Party. He's strong conservative, but he believes he was defending the Constitution, making sure to do the right thing. What could possibly be the disagreement of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boyka and that of Helen Johnson Sirleaf? That narrative, that story has not been told.
That story has not been told. And the only two persons can narrate that story, Helen Johnson Sirleaf or Joseph Boyka.
Who will unleash that?
Helen Johnson Sirleaf got nothing to lose if she goes.
No, I mean, who will unleash? Who you think will come forth to tell that story?
Joseph Boyka cannot tell that story now. It will harm him right now. So maybe he will keep it. If he wins, he might tell the story. If he loses, he might not. He might tell the story. But there's a story there.
Is he politically smart?
I think so.
All right, Marley Jones. 21 days to go. What a fascinating conversation.
The last caller, I just wanted to bring something to your attention for the last caller. You realize that when George Weah came in 2017, his popularity was at the peak. It was very high. Yes. And still, George Weah could not penetrate to get 50+1 at that time.
You know, people will not be honest. Anybody, you call ANC people, you say they will win. You call CDC, they will win. So it's not real.
So George Weah had to raffle fellow with the ambassador, where he came 38 and the ambassador came 29. But again, the secret here was George Weah leaned heavily on the southeastern county when it came to round 2. And I don't know whether the other political parties supported him, supported Joseph Boyka at that time. I don't want to believe so. You see, I don't have that evidence, but I don't know whether they supported him. But a George Weah should have proved anything. A George Weah should have proved anything. He should have proved it 2017, where his popularity was at that peak. So I expected for him to have gotten 50+1 at that time. Since he did not get it at that time, now the competition is even brutal right now. You get 46 political parties. You see?
Okay. And that's what I said. This is where the deceit of politicians, their supporter, their surrogate will always come in. Those think they will always be like a hidden fact because they don't want to discourage their people. So they gotta say where it is. They say, but we are on an obligation. And that's what I was asking the other callers, is there a record to defend than what it was the last time? Which of course, yes, 2007, President George Weah was unknown in terms of governance, accountability, not necessarily in his own private life, but he has governed for the last 6 years. So there are a lot of things people are going to count on and all of that. But yet and still, they're going to put 21 days to go.
Yeah.
If you are providing some political counsel or some sort of person in the strategy room, let's do it for the good of the country, even though nobody going to pay you. Sometimes it's hard to put your, your expertise out, but let's do it for the good of our country. So let's start with the ruling establishment. What should be their focus now? If you were advising the president at this consequential time, is it advisable to leave the country at the zenith of this whole campaign where there are a lot of uncertainty? Other countries, envoys, senior ministers, officials, they attended the summit. And your president, he left the country with a major campaign staffers, campaign manager. If you were advising the president, will you allow that?
Yes, I will allow that. I think the president is self-confident right now that they know where their defeat is coming from and they know where their strength is right now. Yes, I think this is one thing he's traveling with right now at the back of his mind. That there are some error, no matter what, they're going to capture it. And just like what the second to the last caller said, the persistent interaction with the people now up to election day, it must continue. So George Weah is very confident now where he will win, where his weaknesses are, and where his strengths are. But it seems to be where his strengths are more than where his weaknesses are. This is why he went on the trip.
So he is from the southeastern side from last time around before we go. That has been the president's stronghold. Mosorado is there. Mosorado is now in the southeast. So ignore Mosorado. Let's look at Grand Gide. Let's look at Sino. Let's look at River G. Let's look at Maryland. Let's look at Grand Cru. The votes in those places, when you tally them, it's still something.
Yes.
The opposition could possibly take a John. Should he be concerned to hold far? Because what you are known for is better to hold far to it and to add up. So this is where the opposition needs to go, to also go in there and see whether they can chip away numbers. But everybody seems to bang their egg in one basket, Mosorado, Sano. And if the president and the CDC manage to contain that area, which of course is some sort of difficult to kind of see, because I saw images coming from my own county the other day regarding this stuff. What is their capacity? What is their strength? I just do not know, but that was kind of a little bit unusual. We are hearing the president might be going on that side. It sees getting concerned. Somebody is trying to get into his eating pen.
Well, I want to agree with you 100%, moderator, in a sense that history might repeat itself in George Weah's favor in the southeastern, because I don't see the opposition really playing in a 6 southeastern county as compared to the rest of the counties. So this is what George Weah did. He got bits and pieces everywhere, and finally the southeastern just boost him up. This round 2.
Let me do quick tabulation here. Let's see here. While we're talking here, 42. I want to try something. 42. Oh my God. 42 plus 69 plus 37 plus 56 plus 64 plus So there is still a danger here. If you do a tabulations of those from the southeast there, when you tabulate all of their votes, it's like 292 with the other leftover number. We'll put it there. We'll say maybe 350,000 or 300,000 plus, which is equivalent to almost what is in Nima counted. That is a Torso state. So if you say you give that to the CDC based on their past record, obviously the opposition still going to get something there. So how do they make up that number in order to solidify their political grip? Where you have Maserati, for example, with this kind of 891,000. So then what do they need? And my argument here, and you can disabuse me, my argument here, if you really want to win this thing here, you got to get a good chunk of number, 400 to 500,000 votes from Maserati. That would diminish the catch-up from the other area and potentially can put you on top here. So I don't know who can get, because no rally have ever produced over 400,000 people at a rally for us to make an argument that, okay, because 400,000 or 500,000 people show, or we assume 400,000 will go to the party. That has not happened. No. So Maserati will be at a real Torso state, and we look at Lofa, Mount Gibby is crucial. I don't know what percentage he really needs to get to this year, but tomorrow we're going to square out here and see what happens. Marley Jones. So will you decide before what, the 10th of October, or you still standing your ground?
I'm still standing my ground, Mr. Moderator. except Sissy can perform miracle to change my mind, or Pa George.
No, Sissy, you didn't call Pa George or Pa George.
Yes. Or Collins.
I'll carry for Ambassador Boyka.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, folks.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right, Jones. Thank you so much for your service to the community. Have a pleasant night.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, that does it this evening. I'm Alfonso Z. and Salt of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. This is the sort of critical conversation we always have here on this network. Sometimes you don't like it, sometimes you like it. Our job is not to appease you, to entertain you, or to say things that you agree with. We open up and look at things in a broader context, taking a holistic and realistic approach, which of course people will not like, or they will not like it but we need to open it. So the concept of people saying, oh, first round is clear-cut is just not possible. Looking at these proliferations, these number of parties, and all of these parties, somehow every devil get their own follower. But there are major cities we are watching up to see, like Maserati, Nima, Bon County, Mount Gibby County, Lofa County, Grand Bassa County. Anybody getting the significant chunks, significant numbers out of these counties, these battleground states, I will call them to be, most likely you are on the path for winning the presidency of the Republic of Liberia. We'll wait to see. If CDC put up 400 or 500,000 votes out of that 900, that would be a good thing. If the Unity Party, if they put up that would be a good thing for them. The ANC goes and tap into that would be a good thing. But what you also need to have in mind, you got to make up that number. If you decrease on the other side, you have to add on the other side in order to make your case. And that's what we are looking forward to see. So these people that sit on their network and say, they look at these crowd exhibitions and drawing the conclusion that these people are going to win, I'm not looking at that, because not necessarily everybody that in that crowd would qualify voters or even to register voters. Fair to mention, good portion, good numbers, but we need to know that number. Can they tell us exactly in these battleground states? Can CDC tell us if we're able to get 500,000 votes from Maserati? Can Unity Party tell us if we're able to get 600,000? Can ANC, CPP tell us? They can't do that because they did not lay the groundwork to the part in order to really guarantee. So suspicions, the perceptions is what going to kick in. And this is why we don't want them to do that, because it gives the hope to their supporters that they're going to win. And if they don't win, then it's like a cheat. So we have to be realistic as we dive into these numbers. These are numbers. Remember, these numbers, they are not stagnant. they will decrease. Some will add, they can't add, they will decrease. Some people will be in hospital. Some people have died. Some people left the country. Some people who registered, they might not go to vote. So no matter where the situation is, there will be a little decrease in that numbers. And those even in the country, the possibility of all of them that register to vote might not show up. But it is the hard work of these political parties to encourage, do their robocalls, identify their supporters, and encourage them to show up at the polling center. That they are not talking about the total crowd, float go around, and everybody say, yes, we have the crowd, and we want to win it. It doesn't work like that. It is not over until it is over. Until then, folks, we say have a pleasant evening. Thank you. We had a little rough night here with the audio, talking to K Praise, the guy who sang this song. George Weah Must Go. I had a great conversation with him, but now he has endorsed the president. That's the diciness of politics. Nothing is guaranteed. It's a slippery game. The man can be this way today. The man tell you say for you when he or she goes to the ballot bag, when that paper in his or her hand, that's where the final decisions are made. So nothing is in black and white. We say thank you so much and have a pleasant day. And to our man, legendary Sister Goyo, senior analyst of the Liberal Public Radio, today his birthday. We say happy birthday. Stay the birthday man. You didn't want to keep quiet. He still jumped in here. But that's what happens when you have people who love their country and like to do what they're supposed to do. Until then, to all of our viewers, listeners, followers, we say thank you so much. Maybe we need to create something here, your commitment. We need to hear from you because the politician, if you are seditions, you are ANC, you are Unity Partisans, you are for Gonglo, you are from Dr. Monimba, maybe you can send me your inbox and we can have a special time yet to tell us why you think your candidate is the best choice for Liberia. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye. Very soon in the week plus for now, we will be airing on the sister network in Liberia. We are working on the time, working on the modalities, so that we can also get an inside voice from inside Liberia. As soon those the conversation already we are concluded it, but very soon, one or two things needs to be done, and we will start echoing through Liberia as well, and hopefully that works out. If you are in Liberia, you're in the USA, you want to advertise, you want to have a function, you need a live broadcast, let us know. If you have a business, we can also showcase your business. That's what we do. We don't, well, most of this network, if you don't pick a side, nobody care. But that's the distinction with us, Liberia Public Radio, model the star of National Public Radio. We should have a public network where no one will be left behind. And that's where we are. And so sometimes we send for these people they prefer, and it's at their own volition. So they prefer to go somewhere where they're going to preach their word, where people are going to spoon feed them, give them oatmeal with peanut butter and jelly. But when you come here, we ask serious questions. We need to put our fingers in the esophagus of these politicians, because when they are elected, you have no time. They're going to be your Antonin for the next 6 years, 9 years, senators. They're going to be making decisions for us. So if we don't ask the question now, to leave your own with God, you will never ask a question and you will never get an answer. So they also, they are playing their games. Our job is to extend the invitation. They don't want to come, fine, they don't want to come. That's it. But you see, all of them have their own support base, and that's not bad. I mean, they have the right to do that. But we discuss here in open and give everybody a view. Even though we have folks here who share the political ideologies of these various political parties, and they are here at their own will, and in things that they believe in. So if you have a business, you want to advertise, let us know. You have a functions in the USA, in Liberia, to want a coverage, let us know. We have the capacity to do that. When there is no way, we will find our way, no matter where it is, as long as you have access to internet. Trust me, we can do that. Have a pleasant evening, and I will see you tomorrow All things considered, 20 days as of tomorrow to the general and presidential legislative elections in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. Have a pleasant night. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Fiber Queen of Woodland. Everyone that's looking for nice African for wedding, whatever fiber you need, you can just come over here. You have all this nice stuff. If you need ashebi, you guys can come over here for baby shower, for wedding. You guys are welcome. She have really nice stuff. You can see all over there, all those men over here. You don't have to go to the theater and then they're going to be telling you all kind of stories. You can just come here. They're already made. And for ladies, you can just look for whatever fiber you're looking for and match it for the men. And, your husband already have a shirt made. You can get stuff for your kids. You can get stuff for the whole family. We have African slippers and ashebi hand ties all over. We have different kinds of lists and everything. So you guys are welcome, okay? It's really nice. It's Fiber Queen on Woodland, 95 off of Woodland. 6625 Woodland Avenue, okay? So you guys are welcome, 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 welcome. You have nice stuff here for ladies, for men, for kids, and for everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia is 100% African-owned business. At Fabric Queen, we are specialized in high-quality wax product, Swiss lace, jewelry, and beauty products that will make you shine like the queen of fabrics. We are located at 6625 on Woodland Avenue, 10 Philadelphia. Telephone number 215-800-0228. Tell the management of Fabrics Queens in Philadelphia is easy and salt of the Liberia Public Radio gives you this message. Tell all Akwaba.